Hello, my fellow Jamaicans. I am here to speak on the injustice we face as Jamaicans in the government system. I have a baby girl with a police officer. In September, she was just 9 months old at that time. In August, the father has gained access to the child, and from the child started to go by the father, I have noticed that the child is getting bruised and it is getting wider are deeper and deeper. So I have said it to the father, if you are wiping on the inside of the baby vagina too hard, you should, at least be gentle. So then I have taken the baby to a private doctor to see what really is causing those bruises. The doctor said that maybe they're wiping too hard, and I said, I mean, just to look at the bruises, why you keep on wiping the baby like that and seeing that it is causing damage to the baby, to myself? Okay, then, a week after that, which is the 9th of September, when I picked up the baby from the daycare, I changed her, and the first thing I noticed is that her bowel is loosed. When I looked at the anus and the entrance of the anus in the braids, there are bruises. And then when I gently goes like this, the baby anus opens like a flower. And you can see it is so loose, you can see on the inside, and there's a big red patch and other bruises. I jumped into fear and horror. I can't believe what I was seeing. And then when I checked the baby vagina, so when I saw those bruises, the first thing I did was to call a police officer, which is his supervisor that's in Negril. So I called her and I said, I am here with the baby and I have noticed these terrible bruises on the child because to my knowledge it seems as if he the bruises in the corner of the vagina, it looked like he's masturbating with the baby. That's what I said to the private doctor. And seeing this now, it brought fear into me. First of all, my child going to the daycare, she have her big sister with her. When I first saw the bruises on the inner corner of the baby vagina, I asked my daughter how the daycare personnel change and cleans the baby. And she demonstrated to me and I said, okay. And I said, you sure about that? And she said, yes. Because she's there because school was on holiday and she was there. But on the 9th of September, that's the day she went to school. And before the child started to go to the father, she was fine, okay. Excuse me. She was fine, okay. Fine, very fine. I have no problem with how they attend to my child at the daycare. Nothing, no sign of bruise, no sign of anything like that. But as soon as the child started to go to the father, I am noticing changes. So when I have seen the bruises in her anus swelling, it brought me to shock and fear. So I ran right back to the hospital that tore my world apart on the 20th of March. I lost my son over there because of neglection. And I couldn't wait to go to any one or two private doctor for this. So I went there to get the baby. So in all that I ran back to the enemy's den. Okay? I ran back to the enemy's den because I was terrified. I couldn't believe what I'm seeing and I couldn't believe this is really happening. And you understand, I couldn't believe. So the first person I saw was Dr. Riley. When I gave her the baby passport and the name resonate back to her. So she asked me if I am the lady that was over by the pediatric ward, not the pediatric ward, but the respiratory area with the baby that died. I said yes. Then her personality changes. She asked me to assist her to hold the baby so she can check the baby. I hold the baby on her side as she asked me to, and then she looked at the anus and she saw the bruises. Then I said, okay, let me put her on the back so you can see on the inside as well. Then she get irritated and she, she stepped out and left with an attitude. While I was there, I waited like for over 15 minutes with the baby, just me and the baby alone in the office. When she came back, she asked me if I called the police. I said yes, I have spoken to a police and they told me to come here. She asked me if I reach out to any senior officer. I said yes, I reach out to the senior officer that is overseeing us, which is Miss Hilton Cunningham, Cunningham Hilton. So then I asked her if she's going to get the baby swab and checked. She said that she don't have the kid. She's waiting. The police have to be here. They are the one that is going to take the kid. So I said okay. Then I went back into the waiting here and they sent me to do an X-ray with the baby. And then another doctor came and take us to the respiratory area and her name is Dr. Dolly. So she asked me question on the child. So then she questioned me about the child and all that. Then she proceeded to check the baby. The baby was very fussy and all that, so I have to assist her. So I placed the baby on her back as she asked me to, and I hold the baby's foot. And then she basically what I did at home. She unravels the baby bottom, it opened like a flower. And she's there and she's looking and observing whatever she's seeing. And she said, yes, she saw the bruises and redness. And then she checked the baby vagina as well. And while we were sitting there at her desk, and in her term, they call it fissures and bruises. So she then asked me if I have called the father. I said no. She said that I should call the father and ask him about it because more than likely they will talk. I said to her, if you are a police officer and I am a doctor, would you come here and tell me that you have molested your child? And she does something like this. Then she said she have to turn over the report to the head of the department, which is Dr. Ludwig Morris. Dr. Ludwig Morris know who is Janice from the incident that took place by the Savannah Hospital. So then I wait in the waiting area because there wasn't any bed ready on the pediatric ward because they said they're going to admit the baby there. So while I was me and the baby and Dr. Dolly going to the pediatric ward to admit the baby, I asked her what's her opinion based on the overall, she taking the report to Dr. Ludwig Morris, what's her opinion? And she said yes, she have seen the redness and fissures in their medical term, but she cannot determine what causes it. And she said in the morning you will get a report. And to my surprise, in the morning, when I went over there and then I went to the senior officer after I went to visit the baby, she said the report wasn't ready. She was saying that the report is ready, but both of us parents have to be there when the report is to be read. So I said, okay. Then I went back to the hospital and the father came there and they arranged a meeting. So while in the meeting and Dr. Kerrian, you have Dr. Kerrian Barrett, which takes over for the heads of department, which is Dr. Ludwig Morris, and you have two other senior officers and few hospital personnel. So she proceeded to read the report and then she stated that Dr. Riley said, I am the one that forced open the baby bottom and in her own word and in result the baby bottom tear from left top to bottom, left to right, anti-clockwise. And she proceeded to say other thing. I said, repeat what you said one more time. And then trust me, I totally lost it. There and then I know that I was played. I have my card and I take it to the enemy's den and they played me because of the physical evidence that I have taken to the customer care department based on what happened took place in in March 20 by the hospital. I lost my son there and they said that